adjust our cameras again. Why did it do that? It scooted all our cameras down. No! Hello, everyone. Eric Watson here, freelance writer, player of games, writer of words, recorder of videos, and tabletop role-playing aficionado. Welcome to our weekly Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition online role-playing adventures. I'm going to have to talk and adjust cameras at the same time. How fun is that? Joining me, as always, are my good friends. God damn it, cameras. Chris, playing the noir detective, human inquisitive rogue, Mr. Mannix.
Hello.
Adjusting. Why on earth?
Can't do it.
I literally had to do this last time to adjust everybody down, and now everybody's like, I don't know, it's all kind of jacked up. Heather playing the wickedly silent but deadly half-drow rogue Kaless.
Hello.
Rochelle playing the popular and charismatic Triton Bard of Whispers Gillian.
Hello.
Raymond playing the heedlessly brave total
package.
Total package.
That's right.
You ordered the full total package, right, sir? Turtle Battlemaster Fighter Rogue George.
You're going to do that again from the beginning.
No, I'm not. I can't ever do it again. It's done. It's done and gone. And Reese playing the undead-hating, animal-loving hill dwarf druid of the moon, Theron.
I'm only a half package.
That's 50% off. Sometimes you don't need the whole meal. We stream our sessions live on YouTube every Friday evening. Catch up on previous episodes on my YouTube page, as well as read weekly session recaps at roguewatson.com. Watch my behind-the-scenes No Players Allowed live series Crafting Annihilation on Thursday mornings. If you'd like to support the channel, check out patreon.com/roguewatson. Shout out to platinum patrons Andrew, Richard, Joe, Will, Tiny Dancer, Nick, and Ribzung. And gold patrons RPG Papercrafts, Charming Grenade, Pretty Boy Numa, Marcos de Vicente, Gilberto, Sean, A.K., Cert2B, Adam, Dead Lizard Lounge, and Sam. Thank you all very much for your support. For our campaign, we use Roll20.net. This camera thing is really fucking me up, you guys.
Wow.
For video chat, we use Discord.
About Roll20, right?
And for streaming, I use Open Broadcaster software with Streamlabs. Why on earth did all of our cameras get jacked up? I've almost got it fixed. Oh my
Now,
god.
everybody lean slightly to the
Oh
right.
lord.
Everyone just shift up.
It's
Yeah,
just
everyone
there.
just shift over to the right for half a
Nobody
minute.
move. A muscle. Oh, there's one camera that's slightly messed up. I can't have to do this in real time. This is it's embarrassing is what it is.
It's very embarrassing how ill prepared you are.
I know.
apparently.
Terrible. Previously on Tomb of Annihilation, having reached the bottom of Wormheart Mine, the party began to explore the area, noting the charred dwarven skeletons on the floor, and a tunnel that appeared to stretch endlessly into darkness. From the south, a booming dragon called out, and the party had to be careful with their approach. Or not. One failed sneak attack, a weird dancing kobold illusion, and a bunch of shining lights spurred the dragon into approaching. Gillian was able to cast her water wall spell just as Tinder, the young red dragon, turned the corner. The PCs got the drop on the dragon, however, with a Theransaurus charging and Kaless charging through the water wall to deliver vicious attacks. Tinder unleashed her fiery breath, but the two characters never ceased their assault, combining and pressing their attacks to keep the dragon pinned within reach. Meanwhile, George returned to the minecart track to attempt to flank the dragon from a different angle, but it was Hugh Hackenstone who came screaming down the track in his own minecart, crashing off the tracks and knocking into George with kobolds hot on his heels. After giving Hugh a few righteous smacks, George engaged the kobolds. Meanwhile, the dragon ripped itself free and attempted to flee from this sudden and powerful onslaught. Mannix turned and fired off his wand of magic mints as the dragon fled up the shaft, perforating her with an explosive volley, sending her crashing back down. The remaining kobolds quickly surrendered, and the party helped themselves to the spoils of war.
You tried so hard to kill me.
I did. I got close. I do have one very, very special thing to share with you all. Fan of the show, Jason, has sent in a poem dedicated to one of our players, in which I took the liberty of turning that into a handout. And I am going to recite it, attempt to do it justice, because I think it is pretty goddamn cool.
Can we read along?
You can. I will share it with all of you as a handout. I actually literally put it in like my Photoshop program and turned it into a handout because I thought it was that freaking cool. An Ode to Mannix by Jason Scott. Dark times have come to the land, and terror blows on the breeze. The revolting undead stand, vile pirates swarm the seas. In this time of portent and fear, on one true hero we rely, who will through evil tear and make the shadows fly. Calder Mannix is his name, a hero bold and true, a man of great wit and strength, whose name the wicked know to rue. To battle his loyal
All
frog.
lies.
To battle his loyal frog leaps, as ardor its mighty tongue stokes. Its valor the bite of steel reaps, but it puffs with pride as it croaks. Atop his shoulder rests his owl, a deadlier bird there is none. Any foe, however foul, shall feel its wicked talon. His wand of magic mints is at hand, that blew great tinder away, when the dragon fled his merry band and screamed, "You all shall pay!" Though Mannix has borne grievous blows and shouldered burdens many, from his steely eye virtue still flows, and his sword remains at the ready.
Sure.
A
It's a humorous
Serac!
poem.
A Serac, while you plot and scheme, you had better watch your back, for the phantom of your darkest dream has been set upon your track. No Sown sisters or jungle menace this stalwart hero will stop. Evil may make Mannix grimace, but he will come out on top. So to Mannix and his loyal troop, my frothy mug I lift in praise. May hardship never your head stoop, and adventure your spirits raise.
That's amazing. That is amazing.
Very good.
Oh,
That is
man.
going to go into canon as once our adventure is over,
A
all of
bard.
Mannix's money is going to go towards the commissioning that poem.
Yep.
Revisionist history at its finest.
It's part of the adventure.
Yes, his sword remains at the ready.
Yeah,
Must prepare my name at all cost.
that's right. I can't let it go
This
down
is
there.
absolutely amazing.
That's great.
And incredible, and Jason has since sent in another poem earlier today for another player character and said he is working on poems for each one of you. No pressure, Jason, but they all need to be absolutely
can't
amazing.
wait.
Yeah.
That was really impressive.
That's good.
Yeah.
That's real good.
Absolutely incredible. All right, so you guys are still in Wormheart Mine. You have looted through the dragon's horde, presumably gone to retrieve Musharib, and
Yeah.
it's up there somewhere.
We sent the owl to get him.
The owl.
Yeah. Just pecks at him until he starts making
That's
his way down.
right.
Mm-hmm. You guys are still on the lower right. You all can get a chance to rest here, as you have essentially cleared out the mine. The kobolds have seemed to have fled the area, fled out of the surface the way you came in.
That's a good idea. I could use a long rest.
Yeah.
My insides are on the outside. I could use a long.
Okay, sew my organs back into my body.
That's right. That's what I'm gonna be doing
One
all night.
Resting is magical in D&D, really.
See?
Should we use Gillian's hut? Because I don't trust this cave.
Heck
Not the
yeah! If
slightest.
you guys have 8 hours to spare, I have no spell slots, but I can cast it as like a ritual, right? It just takes longer to cast it.
Takes like 10 minutes.
Yeah.
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 Okay.
We have to now that we've learned
Yeah.
the rules of the spell, we all have to stand in the boundaries of the hut though while you cast it.
Oh, I forgot. Okay, quick, everyone come to me within the next.
Like, gather around
I-
Gillian.
I actually can't see anyone. I don't know where anyone is. Oh, hey, Mannix.
There.
Do we need to make sure this hut's not gonna break down a load-bearing wall?
Probably. Just a pillar.
Fine.
Yeah, you have to find a big enough area, but I think you've got one, in this bottom.
10, a
Section.
10. Yeah, it's only 10-foot radius. We're good.
Okay. What a nice rest. Oh god, the cave.
That's right. We'll be fine inside the hut. It's when we try to leave the hut that we have problems. I don't know. Can you suffocate in there if it's covered by rubble?
I don't know.
A great hypothetical question.
That's a good question.
Yep.
You may
I mean,
eventually
yeah,
starve.
I think you would. I think you would suffocate eventually, and there's
Yeah,
a lot of people
yeah.
in here taking up all the oxygen. So.
Yep. All right. Well, if we're resting inside our hut, I'm going to regain my portent die.
Mm.
Max is going to examine the events of the day and see what he can learn about this area and think about things real hard. All right, two failures. That's useful. If anybody has any really important saving throws you're doing to an enemy, let me know before you roll those.
Yeah, when Musharib joins you all, he does confirm that this tunnel should lead to the Dwarven Forge, his people's home, because these areas used to be connected, and they did like trade back and forth. The dwarves would manufacture mine the iron here, and then they could smelt it in the forge. It was a pretty good little system they had worked out. But it's a very long route, and he mentioned that the dwarves from both sides had kept the area clean of any creatures or problems or anything. But that was then.
May not be so well maintained now.
Mm-hmm. But he mentions it will probably take about like a 2-day travel. It's miles and miles.
Oh boy!
Yeah.
Through a 10-foot wide tunnel.
No, he says it. There are like side paths because obviously people had to stop and rest and do all this. So there's various little.
It's gonna drive us insane walking down just the same tunnel for 2 straight days.
Yeah, although he looks at the size of your hut, Gillian, and mentions that thing's probably not gonna. You're probably not gonna be able to set that up anywhere. So get your rest in.
My long rest, for some reason, did not work on my character sheet.
It doesn't work anymore.
Yeah, our macro.
I didn't notice that. Okay. That's
Our macro got broken at some point. I don't know if there was an update or something, but you'll have to do things manually now until I figure out how to fix it.
Sorry, I think I missed it. Who's telling us all this?
Musharib, the albino dwarf. I haven't put him on the map, but he has rejoined you all. Hugh mentions he is okay with sticking around here. He says he'd like to explore more of this mine area, and just he kind of puffs out his chest and says that he can keep the area free of any like kobolds that try to come back in here and whatnot.
It's good.
I will tell him then. Don't open the door with the draconic scrawling on it. That's probably got something undead inside of it.
Yeah, he opened. His eyes go wide, and he's like, "Yeah, that's the last time I saw a part of the first crew I took in here. But I'm glad you all fared better than that."
Is it a bunch of undead dwarves in that room? That's terrible.
He doesn't know that they're undead, but he didn't know what that scrawl
well,
meant.
they're undead.
Yeah.
Your friends are all zombies now.
It's
Sorry.
not good. Yeah, not a good situation.
So, you're gonna be back here by yourself, huh?
Hell, Theron, I've been by myself for a long, long time.
Alright, well. Appreciate you watching our back, and good luck to you. Don't turn the undead or anything.
He reaches out to shake your hand, and you notice like an old school like dwarven style. He says, "Theron, I can't thank you enough for coming here and helping me with this. This was a big ask, I know." And as he kind of shake, assuming you want to shake his hand, he brings you in close. He's like, "Just watch those other dwarves, Theron. I know there are people, but they're a strange people."
I'll watch out and make sure you don't get one over on them too much.
He grins. Says, "We'll see how they do."
They are our people.
He nods solemnly. Better than the bastard dragon kind, anyway.
That is true. We share a laugh over our racism. And that's the last thing I ever say to him.
That's right.
Let's leave it at that.
Let's chuckle over our casual racism. All these non-dwarfs suck.
As we're leaving, so I'm going through my inventory. I'll tell Hugh, like, you did good work in here. Here, wait till we're all gone to indulge, but have a good night. And I'll put one of the dancing monkey fruits in his hand.
That's a party gift.
I got a bunch of those left.
His eyes grow wide. He's like, oh, I saw a couple of these at the future stalls. Portnight and Zaru.
It's some good stuff.
That's right. Thank you, Mr. Mannix. For a non-dwarf, you're all right. Later, you found out you died by dancing around the top end of the mine. Just randomly falling off the highest ledge.
It was a bad batch.
Alas.
Can I try to pick Hugh's pocket before we...
No. He seems destitute, regardless.
Some rags rip off into your hands.
You actually feel poorer for doing that.
Cloth and a clip of leg hair is all you come out with.
Leg hair. Ah!
You lose 5 copper.
Lose fuck. It's an aura of
I
poverty.
gotta ask, because one of these days you will let me pick somebody's pocket.
One day, it will happen.
Maybe
Get
not
all
today,
worthwhile.
maybe not tomorrow, but one day.
All right. I guess having long rested, we're ready to head down the tunnel.
Oh, thank God, my insides are back inside.
Yeah.
My insides are on the inside. Okay.
I will, as a ritual. Well, maybe I won't be able to keep it on all the time, but it takes 10 minutes to cast this ritual, and it's up to 10 minutes on. But I'll have detect magic on as much as I can.
Okay. Constantly vibrating
Nothing
as
says
he walks.
there's no rules in here that say I can't walk and cast a spell at the same time. So I could just be casting it as we walk down the tunnel.
Sure. People just think you look crazy. You just, every once in a while, you just mutter to yourself and wave your hand.
Muttering to myself. Yep.
Okay. You all set off onto the minecart track path, heading north into the darkness. What is the... And it is pitch dark in these tunnels. It didn't look like there was any... It looks like there was once, lights that were along the path every once in a while, like torches and things, but it is pitch dark now. And as far as I'm aware, most of you cannot see in the dark, so what is your lighting situation going to be like?
Before that, more importantly, anytime we see some kind of stonework, I'm going to regale the party with what it is, with my stone cutting racial ability. Don't know how to put that in chat.
I was going to say, I'm waiting for it.
It's a thing.
Regale us of your stone cutting.
There we go.
Yeah. The origin of stonework.
Basically, anytime I pass like something interesting to me, I'm like, oh, this was where
Yeah.
King Balin the Eighth.
This section of stone wasn't carved until 1987.
At some point halfway, you just start completely making things up, but you say it with such conviction that everybody's just nodding along.
Woodrow Wilson chartered an expedition down this side tunnel.
Who was Woodrow Wilson?
Okay, yeah. So you do that along the path.
What is the actual function of?
It's very soothing in a way. People enjoy it. What was the lighting situation going to be?
I mean, I guess I don't see a way that we can actually like all trample down this track without some lights. So I'll just have my Wookienut on.
Me too.
Danger be damned.
Okay, so Mannix and George has their nuts all aglow.
That's right. Mine are not on me in such a crass fashion as George's, though. Mine.
How does George have his affixed to like the bottom part of his belt?
He has two of them hanging from his belt.
All right.
Is that right? That's what I remember.
That's never
It
changed.
is now.
In the front below my waist.
Yep.
Yep.
Canon now.
Yep.
George doesn't quite understand what the problem with that is.
He's a turtle, so I don't know how it works, but it's probably all fascinating.
Right. He's a turtle. He doesn't quite understand the crassness of this.
That's right. Like, what's
Yeah.
wrong with this?
But he's like, "What
That's
are
how
you
they
doing?"
It's just the most convenient place to put a Wookienut.
Tie it to the end of
Or
the belt.
two.
You all travel for the better part of the day, following the narrow, winding path of the mine track through narrow but well-ventilated tunnels. You do see evidence of kobolds or kobold activity in some of the side caves. Obviously, no kobolds themselves, but you see like discarded tools, like a weapon laying on the floor, like some food, like a dead lizard on a stick. Maybe the occasional like crate or something. Definitely evidence that these tunnels had been maybe not lived in, but people were like working in them or something. As you walk through.
Theron, tell us how old these stone cutting tools are. With your stone cutting knowledge.
The stone cutting tools. I'm not sure about that. Just the stone.
Oh, just a stone. Okay.
Not stone accessories, just stone. Theron, you very much recognize, and you're probably disgusted by the kobolds like terrible mining tool implementations that they have. Just inferior, obviously makeshift. Definitely not dwarven made.
I can't tell you how old it is, but I can tell you this is crap.
Okay.
And it does look like the kobolds were trying to like expand the tunnel network a little bit, but hadn't made a whole hell of a lot of progress.
So it looked like this tunnel was originally a dwarven tunnel, and then the kobolds like expanded on it.
Yeah. Musharib speaks up at that and says,
About to say, is he still with us?
he's still with you,
Why
yeah.
is he leaning down this way?
Yep, he's still with you all. He says, when my people were driven out of the forge, some fled into the tunnels instead of the surface. My sister Sithhi was one of them. The tunnels were kept clear by both sides of dwarves, but now... And he's looking increasingly worried as he sees all these evidence of like kobold activity in the area as you all delve into the tunnels.
Yep.
So he mentions the forge has its own entrance to the surface, where he said that he fled out of, but others fled into the tunnel that led to the mine, which is where you're now heading that direction.
Well, they were probably eaten by a dragon, or kobolds, I suppose.
After nearly 20 miles of travel through this, you are all ready to call it a day and start searching for a decent-sized like side cave to rest. You hear the sound of rushing water up ahead, and turning the corner, the tunnel widens into a larger chamber with the minecart track crossing over an underground river of running water from a nearby waterfall, creating a narrow little bridge.
Oh. I think bad ever happens on bridges,
That's right.
Nah.
especially blood-covered bridges.
That are narrow and hanging over running water.
That's right.
We really should have hoisted a minecart down to this track.
We should have. I don't know
Yeah.
why we didn't bring a minecart with us.
The track does look like it's
Let's
well
go
the
back. It's only 20 miles.
right. The path has been pretty open, but occasionally the track does kind of have like a fucked up scuff mark or something on it. It does look like it would have been pretty rough to actually had it go on a continuous track all the way down without some like
Yeah.
slowing you guys down significantly with repairs.
So at this point, the whole thing's cobalt made.
Everything that you've seen in terms of like evidence of activity in this area has been kobolds. And here you guys see the water in front of you with a larger chamber, and the minecart track has turned into a bridge to go over this area. You also see what looks like a war zone up ahead as you get closer. There are dried bloodstains, scratch marks, and pieces of armor and weapons strewn around the area.
Promising.
All right, so I've got my detect magic on now. So I've been ritually casting it
Mm-hmm.
up until this time.
Can I just investigate the stuff strewn about and see what I can figure out what happened?
Indeed, sir. Manix, you do not detect any magic.
Okay.
Theron, you recognize some of the same kobold tools and equipment and implements in the area, but you also notice some that are different, but you're not quite able to put your finger on it.
Well, I see cobalt tools and some other tools that aren't. They're not dwarven.
Third
Maybe
party.
human.
Who'd you say, Musharib, who'd you say was actually down here last time you were here?
Musharib runs up to the investigation scene, and he starts picking around, and he picks up a piece, what looks to you all just like a piece of bone, but he picks it up, and you notice on a closer inspection, it actually looks like it's carved, and looks to be like the handle of an axe. And he picks up and whispers, "Oh no, oh no, 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 no."
What?
He says,
On catatonic.
yeah,
yes.
he looks around a little bit more and says, This axe was made by my people. My people were here."
Oh.
How you
They
know
fought
somebody
kobolds?
just didn't kill your people and then just take the axe?
His eyes grow wide.
Sorry, that was supposed to be reassuring.
So like, maybe they're being tortured right now.
All right. It looks like the battlefield happened on this side of the bridge, right before we cross it.
It looks like the battle is kind of strewn on both banks of the bridge as well as on the bridge itself.
Ah.
I guess we can check out these side tunnels.
Yep.
Yeah.
You see a tunnel leading to the east and kind of curving around to the west.
Check out the eastern one.
I'll check out the western one. So what's the safe plan?
Split the party.
I will inch very carefully forward, keeping my perception eyes as open as they can be. For
Okay, sure.
dangers.
I'm gonna walk up to these rocks.
All right, everybody.
Punch him right.
Everybody, freeze for a second.
Okay.
In the eastern tunnel, you see what looks like the remains of a crude campsite. It looks, well, I'll let you roll an investigation check to actually look at it. But a cursory glance reveals kind of more of what you've been seeing along the path, along your journey, basically. A lot of discarded tools and trinkets and things.
Okay.
Manix, this definitely looks like this campsite belongs to kobolds.
Cobalt camp. There's no signs of kobolds here. There's no like bodies or anything.
As you roll a perception check.
Okay.
Okay. You see and you're able to call out a warning as you do see a few corner bodies that look like kobold bodies some with like weapons sticking out of them, begin to rise and stir as dead forms shamble towards you.
All right, undead.
On the
Get
western side,
Kobolds.
at the same time. Oops, I didn't mean to make that a thing. This is area 2.
Uh-oh.
Theron, you see a what looked like a storage place. All the crates and things are long empty. But you also see like a stack of several bodies together that begin to stir and rise and moan all around you. Kobold bodies. And I'm gonna need some
fun.
initiative, please.
Cobalt zombies.
Yep. Make sure he was up here. Zombie, zombie. All right, Celeste, you get the jump on it as you see several bodies rising and surrounding Theron on the west side.
Okay, guess I'll just take a small step closer. Get my advantage and sneak attack. And my fancy Bob. Go Bob!
Calculating.
Bob strikes out and it pierces that zombie.
Oof, thank goodness.
Ugh, crap butt damage. Bad Bob.
Aw.
It's not a good first showing, Bob.
That was massive damage for our zombie friend. Alas, kobold zombies don't appear any stronger than normal zombies. Makes the stave.
Where's my... There it is. Oops, I should have just rolled regular, but oh well. 23.
23 definitely hits, yep.
Neat.
Uno mas. Wow, my zombies are going next. Are you kidding? You all rolled some bad initiatives.
Yes, we did.
Uh,
Well, zombies actually rolled a good one.
Yeah, they did. Alright, zombies. I actually have to label these zombies. Let's do 1. Zombie 2. 3 on the side. Alright, let's do... Pop that out. We'll do a zombie on Celeste. Oh, that one is perturbed. It's like missing an arm. The other two will attack Theron. Alright. Zombies gonna show me it's done. 2 damage.
One unprepared.
okay.
And the other zombie, not so much. And then these zombies, Mannix is in the lead, so they all shuffle forward.
Go, Mannix, go.
Hi, zombies.
Actually, it goes here. And all 3 are coming after you. Not gonna happen. Is gonna happen. 6 damage.
Okay.
And not gonna happen. Boy, not good rolls on these zombies, though.
Yeah.
4 catastrophically bad rolls and 2 good ones. The water begins to churn violently as you see bodies, skeletal bodies, crawl, I should say, from the water onto the banks. These ones look like they were once zombies, but their skin is completely sloughed off.
Oh no,
Walked right into an
skeleton zombie war.
That's right. Yeah.
Gotta get out of here.
They're natural enemies. Let them fight themselves.
Skeleton just wants jealous of their sweet, sweet flesh.
At least we know what kind of undead we're dealing with. We know the kind of undead that stay immobile until they sense human flesh.
These bodies look far older, and it's harder to tell what race they were. They all look kind of diminutive, however. Let's see. Charge forth. Poor Mushariba's back here, like, he's still like in the middle of the blood looking at the things. We'll have 2 skeletons attack him. Some swords.
Careful, Mushrib, that might be your best friend.
Yeah.
That's right.
Ooh, he's gonna take some nasty damage here.
Jesus.
Cries out in pain. Ouch. Yeah, one of the skeletons like stabs him in the gut. It's just bleeding, and he just clutches his stomach, going, "Oh no, no!" We'll do one on Gillian.
Is that the Game of Thrones scene where the skeleton just stabs that was it the girl? Is that who gets stabbed to death by skeletons? One of the characters gets stabbed to death by a
That
skeleton.
episode was so
like...
dark, it's hard to tell who's who.
No, this is way back when Bran was going to the tree person.
Spoilers for Game of Thrones for everybody.
First, like, season 4.
Yeah. Then one on Kaless.
He's not even close to.
Oh, sorry. There.
Oh, okay. Now it's 5.
What's your AC like?
Is it that 19?
Is it that 19? How about 7 damage?
How about an uncanny dodge?
I'll allow it. Gillian, you're up.
Cool. Okay.
AoE. AoE.
What is AoE?
Area of effect. Spell.
Well,
I'm not there. I don't care. I think it'd be great.
I'm gonna kill
Yeah.
everyone. Here's what I am thinking about doing though: is I have this the scroll of the hypnotic pattern. So right now I'm currently thinking of just casting that to try to like hypnotize all these zombies so that they can't take any actions. And then I also have my bagpipes, my special bagpipes. Also lets me impose disadvantage on the saving throw. I never put this one in my character sheet, so I do have to Google it and copy and paste it. But it's,
Gave you all these amazing abilities.
there's so much in the character sheet now, and I've done a very poor job of like putting all of it in. But let me copy and paste this. But the hypnotic pattern is it's 120 feet. It takes concentration, which probably bodes poorly. But so each creature in the area who sees the pattern must make a wisdom saving throw. On a failed save, the creature becomes charmed for the duration. Although I guess that also applies to my own party.
Do
Anyone
it!
else in here?
I'm so for this.
Hopefully
You know,
you guys
Musharib
have wisdom.
getting charmed is fine. He's not gonna help in the fight anyway.
Maybe this is when you see him Hulk out because his friends are all coming back to attack.
That's right.
So that's what I'm gonna do. So I guess I'm just casting it right above us, because I won't reach the other ones, I think. And then
30 foot
and then I guess everyone has disadvantage on the wisdom save.
Wait, where are you doing it at?
I guess just like above us, but it says, oh, I see. It's a 30-foot cube. Okay, it's a range of 120 feet, but it's a 30-foot cube. Okay, in that case, I'll just do it on the group over here. on these 3
So
guys.
you don't have to hit it solid.
Aw,
Okay.
no fun.
I thought it was 120, and so then I
Nautically
was
paralyze
like,
your
well,
entire party.
I might as well like get, the guys to the east as well. So that's what I'm doing, and that's with a scroll.
Okay. Pull out the scroll and recite the words. Do you know? Let's see. Is it a wisdom save? Yeah, wisdom save.
It's a wisdom save with disadvantage.
Okay. Do you know what your DC is for that?
I think it's 14.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Disadvantage on 3 skeletons and an albino dwarf. That one is going to fail. That one's going to really fail. That one is going to really fail. Skeleton's not so wise. Not so wise. And then
So
now
then it just says, so they're incapacitated and have a speed of 0. The spell ends for an affected creature if it takes any damage. So I guess it doesn't even like do a saving throw the next turn. I guess as long as I have the spell up, they're incapacitated.
Right. Typically, that repeat saving throw is a player character thing, I believe. This is for disadvantage for Musharib. So with disadvantage, he also fails. He become all of them in this area. Yeah, as he was being stabbed by these skeletons, suddenly these bright lights sprinkle around them in like a glorious kaleidoscope, and all the skeletons just go. And then Musharib just also stares up at it like it's really creepy. They all become stunned or incapacitated, I guess.
Yeah.
So if they are, let's see, the spell ends for an affected creature if it takes damage. Okay. So they're shut down until you start damaging
Yeah.
them. Okay.
That's it.
All right. Mr. Mannix.
Oh, I've got a face full of zombie here.
It's the beginning of a glorious country song, I think.
Can I actually pass through this right here, or is this rock like totally blocking me?
Yeah, you could squeeze there.
Okay.
I'd probably do that as double
Okay.
difficult terrain right there.
All right. I'll go here. Yeah.
He's doing that like awkward, like sucking in, like, "Excuse me, Mr. Zombie, I just gotta
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
scooch this
Don't
way."
mind me.
Yep.
And I will attempt to green flame blade this zombie. I do actually. You know what? Let's do insightful fighting just so I can get my sneak attack. What is a zombie's deception like?
Oh man, they're so deceptive. Oh.
Nope. All right, so I do get my sneak attack. I know all these zombie moves by now.
I've danced with you before, zombies.
Does a 12 hit a zombie?
Hey,
I know
zombies.
zombies have surprise.
They sure do. They sure
Yep.
do.
All right. So that is 1621 to the first zombie,
Lord.
and then 10 damage that leaps to the zombie above him. I wasn't supposed to have sneak attack on. It's just the 10.
Okay. That is massive damage for our one zombie friend. Although with Undead Fortitude, that might actually change our massive damage rules, but we'll see how that pans out.
Also, it's fire though, so I don't know if does that affect.
Oh
their
yeah,
undead
fire
fortitude?
may. Yeah.
I don't remember if it's fire or just radiant or whatever. Yeah, I don't know.
You can roll a religion check, I believe, to
Let's see if I remember.
identify the zombie. Religion or Arcana.
Oh, let's. Arcana's the same. It would have been the same roll. So I don't know.
You're a wizard and you're Arcana. It's +3's not bad.
Yeah.
It makes the save however.
Okay.
But they both look very wounded and on fire now. The other one, bottom one, looks like it is mostly scarred away its flesh as you stab at it with a flaming sword. It barely notices.
Alright, that'll do it for me.
It's Theron.
I'm very excited. There's undead now.
That's right.
Turn to an Allosaurus.
It's your time to shine. If you want to turn into an Allosaurus here, I'm going to have everybody trigger opportunity attacks because you're in a little tiny 5-foot square and you're about to literally blow up and literally push your flesh up against these zombies as you expand.
Excellent.
But I will allow it.
Strike at me.
Alright, so all of them... Yeah, you get gigantic and all of them attempt to slash at you as you expand them out of the way with your body. Nothing. What's an Allosaurus AC? Not that.
13.
Oh boy, these zombies are not like the Theransaurus. So your new form starts off 14 damage.
Alright.
Allosaurus is 51, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
So for my action, I will bite number 2.
Number 2 zombie, you won. Come on down.
Alright.
Hey,
That's
did
it
you
for me.
know that zombies have shockingly low AC? That bite hits.
Oh.
I'm not joking when I say that zombies have incredibly low AC. I never
Okay.
joke when it comes to zombie armor class.
Yeah. I see. Alright. I'll be back as soon as I can.
Allosaurus will continue biting.
Yeah. Musharib is currently entranced by the kaleidoscope happening around him with his skeleton bros. So we go...
It's a skeleton dance party in the middle of the room.
Wait, why is George...
He didn't roll initiative till
Didn't
after we were like
realize.
halfway through the round. Yeah.
Oh, my bad. I didn't realize it either. Alright, let's go with George then. I think you would have gone first.
Which makes it a little bit
You're going to take 2 turns in a row.
awesome. It's gonna go for number 6.
That will hit. Number 6 looks deeply charred and damaged. Alright, so 9 will trigger its undead fortitude, which is a DC 14 con saving throw. If you can lop its head off or not.
Am I rolling or are you rolling?
I'm rolling, sorry. It's taking me a second. It fails terribly, so you do lop its head off.
It flies backwards at Mannix.
Incoming head!
Oh.
Can I slide in this crack here?
I've always waited for you to say that, but yes. We have fun here.
For number 5.
23 will hit. For 8 damage. That one is looking very heavily wounded now as you lop off certain various sections of its undead form.
2-weapon fighting. What?
So the same thing. 9 and be a 14, which it makes it. So it is still holding on for dear undead life.
George realized, oh, I'm first. I'll just go again. Why not? continuing to the barrage.
Feeling
Number
a
5.
surge of the temporal nature of this time cave that you're in. Alright, same one, so 9. We get another DC 14 saving throw from my zomboy. He makes it, so he's once again withstanding your hacking and slashing. He's like nothing left, he's like a brainstem.
Marcus.
Come at me! So that lowers the DC to... Sorry, 5 plus...
11.
Yeah.
Can't believe I'm wasting all my moves on this one. Damn it. Gosh.
Makes it.
I hate you.
Look at this! This is a fight of the ages! Alright, 14. Oh! Zombie! The con saving throws!
George is hacking pieces and
He's
pieces off of
hacking
this thing.
pieces off the zombie and just like, just fucking rotating around actions. George has had enough.
the Monty
His
Python-
face is getting
Monty Python
flustered.
skit.
Yeah, limbs are coming off. Just did
Only a
flesh
scratch.
wound. 15 will hit. 7, that's a 12. Da, 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 da. Oh!
Wasted everything. Dumb
Poor
zombie.
George.
It was good
Write
for
that-
me though.
Write that zombie's name down your book, George.
Zombie dash 5.
Yeah.
If it makes it feel any better, that looked like a particularly robust zombie, let's say. Class. Best use of undead fortitude I've seen ever.
Yeah. How many times did you
Survived
go
what?
off?
5?
That was
Five.
a lot, yeah. I think it was 5 saves you had to make.
Alright, Bob. Time
Merely
to
a
shine a little better here. Alright, same zombie as before.
$16 will hit.
God damn it.
13 is gonna make an 18 con save. Come on, con saves. Oh! The DM has found his
Zombies.
calling. Undead fortitude on zombies. It stays upright with the 1 hit point. You hear George
Like-
call out, "You see? You see?" That's what I'm talking about. 16 will hit. For 4, that's a 9. Can he make a 9? Yes, he can.
Of course you can. What are they rolling? Just a +3. They're just.
It's the most magical +3 I've ever experienced.
Yep.
Zombies. Zombie revenge. Number 1 will attack Kaless.
God damn it.
18
Yeah, that'll hit.
for 6. 2 will attack the Theransaurus. What did you say? He has a 13 AC with the Saurus
Right.
on. So we're both gonna hit. Here we go. Zombies. Making it happen. Another 14 damage for Theransaurus.
These are the super zombies.
That's right. I've
They
just
need
been in
to
this
leave.
cave growing stronger.
They've been working out.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did I mention there was a bench press in the corner of one of these? It's just, there's like a zombie arm attached to it.
Home
Just
gym.
hanging on. Yeah, the whole home gym. Chuck Norris
Bottle of
zombie comes
whey
around the corner.
Protein over on the side.
That's right.
Zombie
Ready for
never
rescue
miss
day.
leg day. Alright, 1 against George. That's a good roll. I don't think that's going to hit a George.
Nope.
We're going to have that 1 also attack George, because him and George are in it now. Not going to happen. Most of my skeletons are hypnotized, but I do have 1 for Kaless. is
Nope.
not going to happen. Gillian.
This hypnotize has actually been very useful. Zombies, all of our attention.
Yeah.
We're just saving the skeletons for later.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm gonna come over here and attack the zombie in front of me with my rapier.
The super zombie that will never die.
Mm-hmm.
God, I just want you to kill the zombie after George just spent like 8 hours attacking it.
Watch him roll like a 1.
Yeah, it just falls apart like as soon as Gillian walks up. 6 is a DC 11 con saving throw. No,
Oh my
super
God,
zombie
he's
hangs
fucking
on.
zombie.
Super zombie hangs on.
Zombie MVP.
That's right.
Yeah.
All right, now I'm gonna try my crossbow.
Point Blake.
I'll throw it.
13 hits a zombie. Come on, zombie's just like, bring it on. 4 is a DC 9 con saving throw. Ooh, no. This zombie is like
This motherfucker.
crossbow bolts in his face. Just nothing left of his body.
He's been slashed like 5 times, stabbed once, he's got a crossbow bolt in his head.
He may be a god. I think he's a god.
So wait, did that do half damage or no damage?
So every single hit you're making against this zombie is triggering a killing blow, but zombies have an ability that if they make a con saving throw, which is based on the damage you do, and they make it, then they remain at 1 hit point.
He's had
So
like
he's
one
just
hit.
at one hit.
He's had one
point?
hit point for like 7 hits.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's one.
He's had 1
Okay.
hit point for like
Yeah,
7
you guys
hits.
just keep
Well, hold on.
killing him, and he won't come.
Then I'm gonna attach psychic blades onto that last one.
Only holy, right? Holy is the only thing that'll kill it.
George
We
might
can
be
just
onto
make more
something.
damage and roll the Constitution.
Madison's like, no, this has to work. We're gonna keep hacking at this zombie.
The numbers do not
He gets
lie
out a
to you.
spreadsheet. Yeah.
He cannot keep rolling 18 plus forever.
Some of you
Well-
may die, but we will kill this zombie.
What else kills it?
If you
Give me
damage
a religion
radiant
or
damage.
arcana check. You guys have fought
I
zombies
feel like
before.
I feel
It's
like we
not
have
gonna
fought
go
zombies
well.
before and covered
Yeah.
this territory, but
I'm just gonna try psychic blades. I think that has a good chance.
yeah.
George whispers it doesn't.
Hold on. Okay.
Yeah, Gillian, you feel that a
No.
significantly powerful attack would destroy it, like a crit, for example, or as you were saying, holy damage, radiant damage, would seal its wounds to a death blow to where it would not be able to.
That was me, but I whisper that to Gillian.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I don't think I have any holy damage.
Or like Menace was saying, I mean, technically I'm rolling a con save every time, so at some point, you know, I'll miss that con save and he'll die,
Yeah.
but it's just hilarious it hasn't happened yet.
I think our definitions of hilarity vary.
Possibly. I am having a delightful time. Gillian is fed up, whispers her magic into action. That's an extra 9 damage, so we'll trigger that as a... I'll do another save, so it's a DC 14.
Oh my
God damn
god.
it! God damn it!
Makes the save.
Well,
This is nuts.
2 days later,
2 days later. Still locked in the eternal struggle.
we're all just tired, just stabbing him over and over.
I hope somebody is honestly keeping track of this, because this is really crazy.
I think that was the 8th attack he's taken.
I don't think I've rolled lower than a 9.
okay.
That's incredible. This zombie looks so incredibly destroyed, and yet it's still up.
Just grinning.
Mr.
Oh, it's got
Mannix.
left through its teeth.
Just, yeah. Giant grin.
All right, let's see if I can finish him. Surely. Another green flame blade. For 17 damage.
Ooh.
Surely that will kill a zombie.
He's got a chance. It's a 22.
Yeah, I've seen him roll that before.
I've seen him roll, I know. Oh, close, but no
so
cigar.
close.
He tries to withstand, but he finally goes down. Oh, man. I don't know what the record on that was, but it was
I think
goddamn
that was the ninth
impressive.
attack. That was the, yeah.
Wow.
Jeez.
Amazing.
Alright. And 7 fire will leap to the guy to the north.
Okay.
George spits on number 5.
Who made you?
Yeah. Tell me your secret.
Tell me your secrets. Give me some of that constitution. Is that it? Is that it from Manix? Theron?
I roar. Then I
Eight,
bite.
chat.
8? Okay.
Number 2.
Number 2. Good night. That is a attack that it cannot possibly save against.
It's a hit by
I
attack.
look over in the direction of the other 3, from what little I've heard.
Is that how it's done?
Then I point at the zombie with my dinosaur claw.
See?
Close, just shake
That's
your
how you
head
bite
at you.
That's it.
Musharib is still wonderfully staring at the kaleidoscope in the sky around his Skelebros. Go to George.
George recoups himself. Self-esteem took a hit there.
It's a little bit. Yeah.
But he's gonna go for number 4 and hope for a better outcome.
That's all we ever hope for. A thrust into the zombie. It's looking a little more damage now. Alright, so 10 is going to trigger a death. Undead Fortitude at a 15. Oh no! That one not
It was just the one zombie.
nearly enough. Yeah. Alas.
But so he walks. Right.
You guys are just spread out enough. I'm having to scoop my map back and forth every time. Because I like putting it a little more zoomed in.
Must spread out further.
5, 10. So I have to, is it double movement to move with Gillian?
Yes. You can just walk over these. Oh, I see what you're saying. You could enter this square, but at that point it's the same distance, though, isn't it?
Yeah. We're just getting each other's way now.
So all these skeletons are currently staring at like glowing balls around their heads, and well as Musharib.
That's the end of my movement, though.
Okay. Kless.
Fucking zombie. I've got my own like zombie issues over here.
Hashtag zombie issues. Oh
19.
boy, 19. I don't think. If he rolls a crit, he can save against it. No, he can't.
Swear to
19
God,
is
if you
a
roll it-
24.
Mm-hmm.
No, he can't save against that.
I say, I swear to goodness, if you roll and you roll a crit, you're sleeping on the couch.
Not good enough. Deals so much damage, explode his head.
Okay. I'll turn around for the other guy.
Skillabro.
Not that I can do much to him right now.
13 does hit a skeleton.
Ooh.
2.
A dainty 2.
Mm-hmm. Zombies. We got one against Theron. We'll slam into that Theronsaurus. Another 7. These zombies have been doing a number on you.
Holy moly!
Yeah, I think 7 every time. And that's it, right? Like, you guys killed all my other zombies.
That's another Game of Thrones moment. The zombies crawling over the dragon. Zombies and an Allosaurus just clawing at him.
Everything's Game of Thrones with you.
Are you like rewatching it right now?
I gotta-
And my skeletons are all shut. No, they're not. Sorry, I've got one against one Kaless. Let's do that one. Let's do that
Rewatching
one.
The best seasons made.
That's right.
All right, Gillian.
Okay. So come over here and start working on these skeletons.
I think you may have advantage if they are incapacitated. Does that sound right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah. Let's see. Conditions in, because it does say incapacitated. Incapacitated. No, it just says can't take actions or reactions. It doesn't actually say anything else.
Okay.
Huh. That'd be pretty embarrassing if you miss somebody that's just like staring off into nothing.
Well, I will slash at him with my rapier.
Unconscious, you have advantage, but they're not unconscious, just incapacitated. 19 will hit, yeah, for sure.
And then my crossbow.
5 damage.
And 14 hits the skeleton.
Yes, it does.
That's another 5.
Alright,
Ow.
10 damage. He's taking some damage now, and he gets woken up out of his stupor. Mr. Mannix, that skeleton looks very damaged.
Oh.
More damage than skeletons usually look, I
5,
guess.
10. Can I squeeze past these two here?
With double movement on George, at least. I'd let you enter this one.
Okay. So that's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Alright, I assume I don't get flanking with Mr. Reeves since he's also standing there.
He is incapacitated, yep. He also looks very heavily
alright.
wounded.
Oh, right.
Alright, that gut wound he took.
It's still got his, like, the skeleton still got his hand on the hilt of the
Yeah.
sword in his gut.
They're all just like smiling, like politely. Very macabre.
Alright. Nope, that's not it. That's the fleet. Sorry. 22. Will a 22 hit a skeleton?
Indeed, sir.
15 damage.
Alright, skeleton is boiled by the flames.
And 7 damage will leap to number 3. I'm getting some work out of this flame blade this
Yeah.
session.
That one is damaged and awoken. Mr. Theron.
Uh-oh.
Oh, sorry, do you have more?
No. I didn't mean to wake him up.
Oh. Yeah, any damage snaps him out of it. But he's already gone his initiative, so I assume he doesn't get to go again. Mr. Theron.
Number 3. Fight the
Jumping
head
down.
off of him.
Yep.
Oh.
Oh, wow, low damage. You got pretty big range
Back
on
I
that
go.
damage. You look around, make sure nobody saw it.
Mhm.
Mr. Reeb is still dumbfounded. Go to George. Dumbfounded and bleeding.
He's gonna push past Gillian. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Aim for number 3.
We'll hit a skeleton, indeed. 6. Alright, you actually thrust your blade into that skeleton and rattle it around, and its bones just fall apart.
Okay, extra attack, number 2.
But that hypnotic pattern did shut these guys down completely.
Save him for
6
later.
damage. Yep. I'll save you for later.
You don't need advantage on the attack, sneak attack. You don't need advantage on the attack roll if another enemy of the target is within 5 feet of it.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna count.
Oh, it says so.
Musharib is helping you with a sneak attack. He
Oh.
is incapacitated.
Oh, that enemy is incapacitated. Never mind. Okay. My 2-weapon attack. Oh,
10 does not hit a skeleton, however.
too bad. George points at Mushrib and says he told me to hit you.
Class.
Okay, we'll move this way. This is gonna be a really crappy attack because I don't get my sneak attack on.
Seven. That skeleton is injured, however, and it is now even further injured and looks very heavily damaged.
And then
15 hits. Ha! You take your other hand. You've got like one hand in it already, and you just take the other one and shank it in the side and manage to find a source that explodes that skeleton. You pull the dagger back out.
that'll do.
Rumbles to the ground. One zombie remains. It will attack Theron. Zombie loves Theron. Oh, I don't think that's gonna hit you though. Alas.
Oh, it sounds so sad.
I've got one skeleton left, and that one will attack George. Ooh.
What happens on a tie?
The person rolling gets the tie. 3 damage, George.
Should I parry that?
It's up to you.
Let's save it.
Ilian.
Okay, I guess I'll just come around. Let's see, I went 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And attack this one.
It's looking very heavily wounded.
Is it 12 hit?
12 does not hit a skeleton.
Okay.
Mr. Mannix. I think it's taken some
Alright.
severe blows from everyone. As you step onto the bridge, nothing happens.
Okay, good. I set off the explosives. Yep. 15.
Indeed.
Or... Oh, I didn't roll the. Oh, I had sneak attack off.
Regardless,
Oh, okay.
the flames lick up that skeleton. Crumples to ash. And bone. Theronsaurus. One enemy remains.
One last bite for one last enemy. After that, I lose all my teeth.
Oh no, they fall out.
As per the witch's curse that I have told no one until now. You ripped that or wait, I get to do my thing, don't I? Let's see. 19. Can I get a 19? No.
Ah.
It was just the
Man,
one zombie.
you guys remember
It was
that one
just that
time? That one time I rolled all those con saves? Those are good
Yeah.
times. Alright, the area appears free of undead. From what you could tell, the zombies look to be all kobold undead bodies. The skeletons are a little harder to identify.
Well, now that they're all dead, let's really investigate this campsite. Is there anything of
Stomp,
value?
stomp,
Yeah.
stomp.
Yeah. You don't think you see anything useful in here. It's a whole bunch of just little, like, food bits and little, like, the occasional broken mining tool and things. This stuff also does appear to be older than the stuff you saw, like, when you first entered this cave complex. Almost like the deeper you go, the less, like, recent it was.
All right. Oh, you already checked out that tunnel up there. All right. Well, who wants to cross the bridge first? Surely the undead are the only danger.
As you say that, the words echo off the cavern. Danger here! Danger here! Danger here!
Yep.
I'll go first and like keep my steps like real light in an effort to like if anything jumps at me, I'm gonna spring out of the way real fast.
Okay. Give me a stealth check. Alright, you are invisible as the night as you cross through this bridge overlooking the water. The other side looks similar to the first side of the other side of the bridge. It kind of looks like a little war zone with blood splatter. That looks pretty old, and the occasional like broken tool and weapon. However, this side you see more of what you think now are the albino dwarf weapons and tools and things.
Do I see any more bodies?
You do not see any bodies around here. You do see a set of wooden stairs, however, that leads up into a ledge because the ceiling's a lot taller up here. Up to a ledge that's somewhere between like 8 or 9 feet raised up here, which is this right here. So you see stairs that lead up into that area right here.
I will head for the stairs.
George says this bridge looks safe.
Yep, looks pretty sturdy.
Should we shake Musharib out of his coma?
How long does that spell last, Gillian?
Which
He's still in his
you
daze.
can just shake him. You can just shake him awake. No, it specifies
Gillian
that.
comes by like, yeah, just
You just like slap him a little bit.
Slap him a little bit.
You can use an action to shake him out of his stupor.
okay. He's still got a sword in his gut.
He looks pretty heavily injured from the skeleton attack from right before you did that spell. But
I heard you're not supposed to move swords after you get stabbed with it, or else it just makes it worse. So
Oh, really?
journey on with it.
Leave it in.
sword's a part of you now.
The skin will grow around it, like a tree.
I knew this dwarf once. Called him Tree Belly. Alright, assuming one of you shakes him awake. As soon as you shake him awake, he just goes, ah! Ah! Ah!
You're all right, man.
Should have left him in a stupor.
Yeah, I could scared him. He's a little dwarf.
It hurts. It hurts so much.
Carried him on your shoulder like a 2x4.
That's right.
Oh no. So much death. This was a bad place.
Well, good news is I don't think any of these were your friends.
Oh, I sure hope not.
All right, can we go before the Allosaurus though? I don't trust that he's.
Stomp, 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 stomp.
leaving droppings all over the bridge.
Yeah.
Now roll a dexterity saving throw.
Yeah, now that he just crunches the bridge.
Slip on dino dropping. Dino droppings.
Look, another alcove. Go check it out.
Can't be more zombies, right?
Yep, there's an alcove to the east, and then Celeste, you said you were climbing up the stairs.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm going up the stairs.
I'll make sure nothing can get in behind you, Mannix.
Great.
Or you out.
Oh, no.
Oh, there's bad things.
Mannix, yeah, you see just an empty part of the cave network. You think it might have been used as a latrine at one point.
Oh boy.
The smell and the mounds and things are not very pleasant.
Some
Celeste,
cobalt shit. Okay. Petrified cobalt shit over there. Anybody want some?
Celeste, you see another campsite, but this one looks a little bit different than the one to the south. I don't think you ever actually saw the one to the south, did you? You see another campsite.
Didn't see the workout bench or the whey proteins anywhere.
That's right. And you do see several bodies up here that begin to stir.
Now, technically, I don't have a light source.
That's
I'm
true.
going-
You do not. They don't appear to
I'm going
be.
all up on-
They don't appear to have noticed you at first. You just see these what appear to be zombies. Up here is kind of like a pile of bodies in this area. And you see them kind of like shuffle, like literally on the ground, just like occasionally twitching and moving. And then you see like a lone, what looks like a dwarf zombie is just shuffling around aimlessly to your south.
I'm gonna slowly back down the stairs again.
Okay.
What do you see up there, class? George yells.
Fruit flies. Lots and lots of fruit flies.
But there's no fruit down here.
Exactly. They ate all the fruit.
That was the horrifying part.
Actually, I think Musharif's friend might be up there. There's the dwarf up there.
Sharib's eyes
But
go
it's not
wide.
alive. Don't get your hopes up, dude.
Yeah, he looks at the stairs up there and says, "Those look like they are dwarven made."
Tell us of the stonework.
Did you see? What did you see up there?
Dead.
His eyes shift down to the ground. Oh no. We must see. I need to see.
After you.
Yeah, can you stealth him in there? Or is he gonna bring the zombies down?
I'm gonna let him go in, give him about a 5-second head start, and then I'll stealth behind. Let him make all the noise and draw all the attention.
Okay, I will let him roll a stealth check as he makes it up there. Pretty small dwarf.
Stealthy little fucker.
Yep.
Do I need to roll in too?
Are you going up there with him? Then yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna go behind him, but probably quieter.
Okay.
Way
You
quieter.
are indeed behind him, quieter. As you make it up there, he whispers to you and says, This was a campsite. My people were here." And he looks around, and you can see now the bodies do look more dwarvish than the obviously kobold ones you fought before. He says, "Oh no, something bad happened here." But he sees the one on the bottom. Says, "I don't. It's not my sister, though." He starts. He looks like he wants to get into the camp to investigate it, but he kind of looks to you about what you want to do. Celeste.
I ask him again. Is like, you don't see your sister?
He shakes his head.
There's just the 4, right?
You see one zombie shuffling around to the south, and you see just kind of a pile of zombies. It's hard for you to identify, like, how many there are, or what's going on in this corner down here.
Okay. Well, I mean, they don't need to live this way. I look
Finish
at him
some
and go,
zombies off.
are you gonna do it?
Says, I can, if I need to. I don't know what happened before. I was attacked, and then I saw nothing but bright lights. And then I came to such pain.
So, no.
He also looks severely wounded, though.
Alright. I'll just push him back down the stairs and tell him to tell the others to hurry up.
He gingerly goes down and says, please, I need to know for sure what happened there.
You can come back.
And
We'll finish.
there are dead up there. We can't leave them.
Right.
That's why you go get the other.
Yeah, he goes. He's doing that. He's telling us the other. Sorry,
Okay.
he went downstairs and he's telling that to them.
Alright. Well, I want to sneak up on this one that's by itself and try to coup de grace it in one go.
Okay. Yeah, to the rest of you, Mushariba's just relayed this.
Say that again?
He just said about the fact that there are dead
Oh.
up there, and he wants to investigate the campsite,
All right.
claiming it looked like a campsite of his people.
Follow him, or can you even follow him? I don't even see it. Oh, it's you said it's stairs going out.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll wait till clomp. Here comes the Maybe I'll
Just
wait till
squeeze through here.
Yeah. Swords ain't fitting. Well, you guys.
I'm an Allosaurus.
Well, you guys are stealthing up. Kales can get off a surprise round on this zombie.
Sorry, I'm trying to read up on the assassinate thing
You get advantage, and if you hit, it's an automatic crit.
again. Yeah, because they don't know I'm coming.
Will hits.
Alright, so I'm gonna have to roll the damage dice twice.
Yeah.
Ugh, that's awful. Alright. So what am I rolling here? I'm rolling a 3d8 and a 1d.
I don't know if the damage is right on your rapier. It says you're rolling 1 plus dex plus the mod. You should be rolling like a 1d8 plus dex plus the modifier. Plus the +1 mod.
Yeah.
Have you been rolling a 7 for your base damage this whole time?
That's what it looks like.
I haven't even noticed. Yeah, because you did it last time too.
Knob, I guess. Yeah.
I think you just missed the die part at the first damage.
Yeah. Oh, whoops. Hang on. This is.
I don't think we've got the fact that you've been doing
I
7
actually-
damage each time.
Every
Yep. So what's the damage on a rapier?
I believe it's a
D8?
1d8, yeah. So it should be a 1d8 plus 5 plus 1.
Okay, so that's what I somehow deleted the 1d8. That's. So you want me to reroll the damage?
Sure. You had like a blunt tip, like on the, like a sheath, like on the front of it.
Those practice rapiers.
Yeah, that's what I'm picturing.
Fencing,
Yeah,
fencing rapiers.
fencing
yeah.
thing. Yeah,
Alright.
little tip on there.
There we go. That's better.
That's mo better. And because it's an
All
auto
right.
crit, you explode that zombie. As the rest of you charge in here, you see this bunch of zombies. They still haven't. The pile of zombies hasn't noticed you. However, what you saw as what you initially thought was a pile of zombies begins to stir, and instead of it rising up as zombies, this pile of bodies just explodes into a bloody mess of just viscera and bodies. And what emerges out of that is a large worm-like creature, its tentacles writhing in front of it menacingly. And from out of, dropping from the ceiling, another appears nearby.
Zombie fake out.
That's right.
Run for your lives.
I'm going to need some initiative, and then we are going to take a break before we start this combat encounter. Alright, let's go on a break. We'll be back in a jiffy.
Zombie eating worms.
Alright, we are coming back from our break, and what you thought was a bunch of dead bodies has exploded into some terrifying, giant, worm-like creatures with tentacles. George, you get to react first to this situation.
George yells to Celeste. Can we flank him from the side? Celeste? No? Hello?
Shaking her head.
No.
Is it safe on your side?
There's nothing on my side.
Yeah, so Kless, what you see, yours just ends at the water. It's like a cliff.
Yeah.
Hey guys, let's go towards Celeste. Because,
Yeah, we don't need to go in this room, right?
we don't do some good with tentacles, guys.
We all just very slowly back out of this room. Nope, not for us.
Gillian, I apologize for looking to the future and that you're after them, but I might have to slip away from this one.
If we leave them out, if they can come out, then there's a dinosaur outside.
Okay, I have a plan. I have a plan, guys. It's not a good plan, but
Always a great start to
George's
a
vote of confidence.
he's going to bonus action, turn his blade into a thorn whip, and then okay. So then he's going to attack. They're not numbered, but we're gonna go with this top one here.
They're not. How dare I?
A 19.
That's pretty good.
That
Top
will
one.
hit a giant fleshy worm.
7.
Okay.
And I'm gonna pull him 10 feet closer.
Would you like to explain your plan to me? Manic says. As
The terrifying worm creature is dragged in front of your face.
Well, now the other one can't reach us, so it's one at a time.
All right. I don't know how I feel about that. Are you gonna trade places with me now? Is that step 2 of your plan?
There's never a step 2 with George's plans. Come on.
That is pretty good. Can we figure that out within 3 seconds? Anyway, my 2-weapon fighting. Wait, bonus action. That was my second hand. So actually, I have an extra attack. Sorry, wrong buttons. What is the rule on trading places with a volunteer?
I think we had it use a bonus action when we do it. 'Cause you're like
I could maybe do it to you.
I'm all out of bonus actions.
all out of bonus actions.
What happens if 2 enemies try to occupy the same space?
The temporal time link explodes.
Yeah.
Will they explode?
The laws of physics.
Does it work like that?
George, I will tell you that these the ceilings do offer a bit of wiggle room, and the key word here is wiggle room when it comes to wiggly creatures. And this one that you dragged over here looks like it descended from the ceiling. So it looks like they have no problem climbing on walls and ceilings.
They're gonna stack up and be a worm stack.
I see. I see.
This plan is falling apart, George.
Perhaps it is. Perhaps it is.
George's like, all right, step 1, drag the worm closer. Step 2, and he just sits there thinking for a while.
What the?
Meanwhile, Mannix has died 2 turns ago.
Alright, sorry, I came up with a quick plan B. George is going
Great.
to disappear and reappear right here.
All right.
Oh.
Dragged it closer out of the way and then poofed in its spot.
All right, I can dig that.
And with his extra attack, he's going to go for it. The middle one again.
There we go. Yeah, 17 will hit for 16. That is pretty solid. That worm is looking a little wounded now. You disappeared behind it and shanked it in its fleshy sacks in the back. Gives off
Since
a
Max
little...
gets to go next, I'm going to position myself right here.
All right, Mr. Mannix.
Give me that flank. All right, since George has positioned himself for the flank, take the flank.
Kill the worm.
17.
Well, 17 hit a worm.
Indeed.
Actually, before I do that, could I do some sort of like observation check to see if I know what these creatures might be?
It's too late, Mannix. I'm already killing it.
Well,
I hope they're not
They're-
innocent. You give me
Peace offerings to us.
you can give me a nature check.
They're trying to offer us zombie corpses. Nature check. All right. 21.
All right, Mannix, you've definitely read about carrion crawlers before. Giant, monstrous insects, or insectoid-type creatures that tend to feed on the dead. They can wriggle in and out of pretty tight places, crawl around. You would know that their tentacles can paralyze you, and they tend to enjoy paralyzing their prey and then dragging them off for secret eatings.
Secret eatings. Oh no. All right. I will yell this information as loudly as possible. Death worms, paralyzing tentacles. You had the right idea, George. Kill them all.
Did you happen to come across whether they are attracted to loud noises like yelling?
I mean, I'm yelling right now.
Their intelligence seems like they are not intelligent.
They're just yeah.
Like, not intelligent, like me not intelligent, or...
Like, you
Like
would
a
probably
giant
be able to
centipede.
beat them in a chess game.
Oh.
You wouldn't be able to understand the concept of a game, probably.
Or just eat the chessboard and be done with it.
You just hit the chessboard. Yeah.
Who's the real winner here?
All right. I did stab. Was 17 him?
Yes.
17, 20 damage.
Lord.
And 6 fire will leap to the other crawler. And then I'm going to use my bonus action to disengage.
Run away.
Squeeze past Gillian. Good luck, Gillian. Tentacles paralyze you. Bye.
Okay, bye.
There's that bravery so renowned.
Yeah. You should get in there, class. There's tentacle poisoned in there.
Speaking of which.
I just give Mannix a nice firm pat on the back as I walk past. Flanking bonus with George. Let's see if my rapier rolls correctly this.
4 will hit. There you go. I like that you wrote BOB, even though I did not say that Bob was actually an acronym for anything.
Trying to come up with one.
Yeah, now do you have one for it?
No, not yet.
Alright, that zombie... or sorry, zombie. That carrion crawler explodes as you gut it, and just the worst stench comes out.
Mm.
Imagine a creature that feeds on the dead. Can't
Well,
smell too
seeing as
good.
how I can't breathe right now, it's fine. So, okay, I'm good. I don't have any more movement anyway.
Okay. Carrion crawler will attack George. Attempt to hit you with its paralyzing tentacles. Actually, go. Where's my carrion crawler? There it is. Tentacles. What a terrible roll. It missed with its tentacles, but it can still try and bite you. Equally atrocious. That one is perturbed.
Yeah.
From around the corner and the ceiling, Mr. Mannix, you see another worm
Another wrong hallway,
creature.
guys.
Yeah, wriggle its way towards you as it attempts to come at you with its tentacles.
Oh, shit. God damn it. All these 18s. I have shield, but 18 is not going to help. 18 will go through
So
a
it does
shield.
4 poison damage, and I also need you to make a Constitution saving throw or be poisoned and paralyzed.
Okay. What is the DC? 13? I have a 10
13.
and 2 in my...
Yeah.
No.
Mr. Mannix,
Guys,
you
you're
are
gonna have to
wrapped up.
save me.
You'd have to as your
Yeah.
shot
George.
goes locked up.
George casts the spell irony.
Did you just copy and paste irony definition? Mr. Mannix goes
He
slack.
yells down the hallway. Irony, it didn't fair.
Yeah. Now, if you are poisoned and paralyzed, I believe I have advantage on you.
What does paralyzed do?
Surely.
Yeah.
It's incapacitated, bunch of other stuff too.
A bunch of other stuff. All good things, all good things. Fail strength and dex attack rolls against the creature have advantage. Any attack that hits the creature is a critical hit if the attacker is within 5 feet of the creature.
I thought I was going to go in the safe direction here.
There's no safe place here.
Should have let him outside of the dinosaurs.
I should have let him outside of the dentist.
Alright, so this is a advantage hit, and it's an automatic crit if it hits. With his bite attack.
Use your number. Use your number.
You could.
Oh yeah, I can use my number. That's a good point.
My
Mannix-
number.
Even though he is fully incapacitated,
He saw
Thank you,
himself being
non-wizard.
paralyzed.
and paralyzed, he knew this was going to happen. When he ran down this hallway, he was crunching the numbers, and he said,
Uh-huh.
"There's going to be a carrion crawler down here. I know it. And he's going to stab me with his tentacle, but he's going to roll a 10 on his attack."
Now here's the thing. I have advantage on this roll.
Oh,
So do you want to burn both of your numbers?
um,
Or do you want to burn... You want me to roll one die and then... How do you want to do it?
I mean, I guess the way advantage works, you do roll one dice and then roll another dice.
I would be
But
rolling
you have
them.
advantage, so if you
Then I'd always take the higher one, yeah.
if I use it, you just roll one dice.
Wait, he's offering
Correct.
to use both dice.
Yeah.
You could use
the
both dice to
problem,
force me.
I actually, in looking at this and his actual bite, or no, I'm sorry, his bite's only a +2.
Yeah, his bite's different than his
No.
tentacles.
No, his bite is a +4. So the problem is, if I use my 10, that still hits me.
Did you actually write your 10 down on a piece of paper?
Yeah, no, I read them on the post-its.
Nice, I like that.
So that 10 is still gonna hit me.
But does that make
So-
it a 10 or make it a 14?
It makes it a 14 because it changes the d20 to a number.
He changes the roll and he still gets the modifier, yeah.
Yeah. So I'm only gonna use one. I'm just gonna use the 2, and
To basically
Hope.
negate my advantage.
I'm gonna get your advantage and hope that you don't
Alright.
hit me.
So I'm just going to roll once then
Yep.
for the bite. And if this hits, it's a crit.
Yeah.
Alright.
God damn it. God damn it. What a waste of my 2.
So,
Dear Lord.
with the crit, it's another 2d4 beyond that.
All
Meanwhile,
right.
while this is happening, the rest of us are cursing Mannix for running away.
That's right.
Not realizing.
So
he's
13
actually
total damage.
Okay. You all hear soft gurgling come from the other
just soft
room.
gurgling.
Ah.
And then another one seems to drop down from around another corner by the Theransaurus.
Yay! I can have fun with the party too.
That's right. This one attempts to do the same magic to you, Theron, which I think, Con, you use the dinosaur's constitution?
I do.
Let's see if it hits you first. Oh, I don't think 12 does. Roll a 4. So it does not get the tentacles on you, but it will attempt to bite you. But it misses as well. Damn. Alright, that was terrible. Gillian.
Okay. I will come around this way and stand back here and blast my circlet of blasting.
Balancing atop a giant fleshy worm body. 19 will definitely hit.
4. Oh, wait. I did not mean to press that. My bad. I didn't realize that was there on my character sheet. My character sheet is a nightmare. 13.
13 will hit.
5.
So 9. 14 won't hit. No, I'm just kidding.
There you go.
Wow, that was more than both the other rays combined.
19.
Alright, so you burn and
Yeah, that was
char
19
several sections of flesh in that creature's body, and it gives off a horrible wailing sound.
Okay, that's all.
Theransaurus.
Theron will yell to Usharib, we'll fight this abomination in the traditional dwarven way with me.
His dinosaur just turns towards Musharib and just roars in his face. Musharib just pees himself.
We're gonna bite it as an Allosaurus.
13 will hits.
Alright. Ooh.
15 damage. It's a biting match.
That's it.
Okay.
Pee pants.
Musharib pees his pants. Musharib feels a little bit emboldened by this, and especially by seeing the devastation of his people, and will weave some words together and cast Hunter's Mark on the carrion crawler as a bonus action, and then he will take his he'll take a little axe that he's got. He actually like picks up like one of the axes that was like laying on the ground. He like picks that up and charges at the carrion crawler. And does hit. So that's an extra 1d6. Whoops. Let's change that thing.
So somebody's saying that sage advice says that important die replaces the final result, whether it's advantage or disadvantage.
What is a sage
That,
advice?
It's the Chris Perkins blog thing where he like answers questions about rules.
Oh, okay.
I think it's Chris Perkins. But
Places the final result. Oh, you just like the final number.
like if you were
So
going to
that
roll
was
with advantage,
your advantage. Yeah, that would have been like your 10 is your advantage roll, and that's all you get. You don't get to roll,
okay.
roll another die.
So you can use the number to just replace the final result.
replace.
That
the
makes something
final
even
result.
more powerful than, jeez.
Let me make sure that's. I mean, I'm looking it up just to make sure that's true.
Man, why would anybody ever be a different kind of wizard? Like, that is so insanely powerful. Alright,
If a divine wizard uses portent to replace an attack roll with advantage, is another die rolled and the higher taken. Jeremy Crawford says a wizard's portent is meant to replace the roll after advantage disadvantage is applied. So it replaces the final result.
okay. Well,
Jeremy Crawford would know because he's a lead rules designer.
You're
Can't argue with a lead rules designer.
man. Well, maybe you should do that next time. George!
George wonders how messed up his worm looks.
His worm
Wait,
looks
that
pretty
doesn't sound right.
messed up. It's pretty wounded.
He's gonna hack at the worm. With 13.
13 will hit. You guys are, yeah.
And he's
My
gonna
kingdom for
spend a-
+1 armor class on these worms.
He's gonna spend a superiority die to attempt to knock it down.
You're gonna trip the worm.
Trip the worm.
See, with all its little legs. It's like, "Eh."
That's right.
So my damage roll is a 6 plus a 6, so 12. Plus now it makes me make a strength saving throw of 14.
It's weird that the dice doesn't actually apply to the trippingness. It's just damage.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause it's part of the leg sweep. Alright, so makes a strength saving
Saving
throw.
throw.
Okay, how strong is Mr. Worm? Pretty strong. I see 14. Ooh, it's got so many legs, George. You sweep like half its legs, but it's got still half more.
Work at some point. Well, it still takes 12 damage. But
It does, yeah. It looks very heavily wounded now. You still kicked it in the legs. And it's many feet.
it- I'm gonna hit him again.
20 will hit. 10. George, you actually put that thorn blade right into its face, and it shudders violently for a second, and then falls dead.
Well, guys, we killed all the worms. as he sheathes his weapons and
All in another day's work.
Time to go.
Just takes out a smoke.
unless somebody tells me where to go next. What? George kind of.
Somebody's making worm-like noises. Better go forward with your sword first around this corner.
Oh, another worm. George says.
Just convulsing foam coming out of
Yeah.
And with his bonus action or two-handed attack, whatever.
You have far too many
Rolled a
actions.
10.
10
Shouldn't
does
even
not
apply.
hit.
Shouldn't even tried.
Hmm.
That's it.
Mr. Mannix is paralyzed, but you can redo the save at the end of your turn.
Now,
Let's see.
the Portent die, all that would have done is it wouldn't have affected the poison or the paralyze. What it would have done is negate the bite.
Yeah.
The 13 damage. Can I have my 13 damage?
All right, you whiny. So the rule is we're going with that you, the Portent die just replaces the final result.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's what Jeremy Crawford says.
That's what Jeremy Crawford says. Stupid Jeremy Crawford. He's been wrong before.
Oh, hail Jeremy Crawford.
All right, you're out of Portent die.
All right, but I'm still paralyzed.
You can repeat the saving throw at the end of your turn. But you are poisoned, which poison might give you
the disadvantage?
disadvantage too.
Attack rolls and ability checks. This is a saving throw, right?
Okay. It is a saving throw, yeah.
Okay. Come on, Constitution saving throw. Do I need a 13?
It was a 13, yeah. So you do
All
break
right.
out of it.
Let's slowly sit back up. Wipe the...
Oh, sorry.
Hey, George. Glad you're here.
You walk
Kaless.
away from the fight.
I'm going to go ahead and hide this. It makes it easier for you guys to see what's going on down there.
I'm not helping if you walk away from this.
Fine.
Since he's still sitting on the floor, can I just stand over him?
You would have to no. He was like paralyzed, like standing ahead. You could do the thing where you bonus action, like drag him out of the way if you wanted to.
Yeah, I'll do that.
Forcibly, like grab him by the collar and pull him backwards. And
But
take
will
his
that-
place.
Will that
picture
trigger
him,
a
like,
reaction attack?
sitting up.
We ruled that it does not if you use a bonus. If the person doing it uses a bonus
Okay.
action and immediately takes their
Uses-
place.
Gotcha. Okay.
That's a house ruling we came up with on the fly during an encounter, and we kind of rolled
Yeah.
with it.
All right.
That would be funny though.
I'll-
She pulls you away, pushes you back, pulls you away, pushes you back.
That's right. I will let myself be pulled back.
Okay.
Nineteen 19 hits.
Ah,
Rolled a 7 again. I gotta make sure you did actually roll a legit 1 that time.
it was an actual 7 this time.
It was an
though.
actual 7.
So-
16.
16.
Alright.
No exploding yet.
No, it's still up. That was the first damage that one took.
Oh, I thought George did some to it.
Oh, did George hit it? Did I miss that? No, George
did not
missed
hit
it.
the
He rolled a
form.
10. Yeah, he missed it.
I hit.
Wow, I did bad on that one. Never mind.
Alright. The wormy creatures. This one will now attack Kaless as its new prey with its tentacles. Oh my gosh. +8
Nope.
was doing horrible. We'll attempt to bite you regardless. That's what I
That
needed
one
before. For 10 damage with its
Uncanny
gnashy teeth.
God. 5 damage.
Yeah, well, that's max damage. Jeez. The other one will attempt to wrap its tentacles. Actually, it's going to attempt to paralyze the dinosaur. Let's see if we can do that this time. There we go. Although, poison. Though, somebody, I don't remember if it was in Discord or somebody told me that you do not get your poison resistance while you're wild shaped. Which was news to me, yeah. Maybe somebody can look that up, but
I thought we looked that up before.
I thought so, but as we discussed, you don't retain your resistances in wild shape. Put it on the board. Either way, I need a DC 13 con saving throw. Or you be poisoned.
+3 also.
Flying colors. I will, however, attempt to bite Musharib. Successfully. Takes a chunk out of that dwarf, and he stumbles backwards, crying out in pain. He looks like he is in really, really bad shape. Gillian.
Jeremy Crawford says, a racial trait works with wild shape unless that trait requires anatomy the beast form lacks. No beast form has the turtle shell.
Ah. Well, how does that work with a dwarf's innate poison? Then does his physiology change so much that he...
I mean, technically that's all racial traits, though, isn't it? Like,
Yes,
part of
that's
their
true.
Physiology, so and he's saying that the racial traits work.
Oh, he's saying it works.
Yeah.
Well, unless the anatomy of the beast form lacks a thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think it still
It's
works then.
still kind of confusing to me, but
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's fine. Gillian. We're learning all kinds of rules this session.
I know.
How dexterous do we think carrion crawlers are?
Probably not very. Big waddling worms.
But they climb up and down the
They
wall.
do climb up and down walls, yeah. They're large, but they climb up and down walls. It's kind of a give or take.
Yeah. Why you listen to the paralyzed guy?
Okay, I am going to use my Stormy Sea bagpipes to cast tidal wave on.
All through this
This
small
guy
hallway
over
here. I like it, I like it.
So this guy over here, but so it's
Oh.
I can specify the area, and so it can be up to like 30 feet by 10 feet or whatever. But I can just specify and just have like a wall of water just crash down directly on him,
Okay.
and then he has to make a dex saving throw. If he fails, he takes 48 bludgeoning damage and is knocked prone.
Dexterity saving throw.
So,
Summon a torrent of water to
Okay.
fall down on him.
yeah, I'm just trying to knock him down.
Oof.
Wow.
How dexy are you? Oh boy, I did not see that water coming.
Not at
Jeez.
all.
+1. Yeah, they're stupid.
Yeah. So it is going to take the full brunt of that damage and be knocked on its worm ass.
Which is also its mouth.
Fun fact.
Okay. I'm
Learning
done.
all kinds of stuff. Theransaurus.
Okay.
That's what I was reading just now too. It's like people are arguing about what counts as new form is physically capable of doing so,
Yeah.
and they're saying like it's literally like if it says like a part of your body in the description, like turtle shell says talks about the shell.
Okay.
They're talking about hellish rebuke on tiefling requires point a finger, but if your wild form doesn't have a finger,
Really? That's very specific.
yeah,
How does-
that's
Let's
a
do
lot.
my anti-poison gland.
But
That's right.
but dark
Yeah.
vision is like your physical eyeballs, I guess, that change?
I guess I don't know. It seems very up and
It does. I,
Like,
open for
I
interpretation.
need like a specific chart.
what carries over, what does.
Yeah.
I'm just going from the rule book.
That means I should be turning off your dark vision every time you wild shape? That's
Yeah.
a pain. That's a pain in the butt.
Yeah.
Probably not going to do that. All right, the dude's
Yeah,
prone in front of you, so you do have advantage on him.
All right. I love my prone. Nope, just that's wrong character sheet.
Own washed out. Carrying cross.
Oh
Damn.
boy, look at that advantage.
Look at that advantage.
All right, you tear into that worm, and it tastes awful.
Putrid.
Tastes like a worm that's been feeding on corpses for weeks.
Yeah. Be good.
Mashreeb just kind of reels back in horror and actually retreats a little bit, clutching his side because he's like bleeding out profusely. Help me, friends. Help me.
Eh.
Yeah. Giorgio.
Oh, it's my turn again. Now, can I squeeze past this worm to the other side?
Not without incurring an attack of opportunity, and it would take you double movement for each square. But otherwise, yes.
Do you think it can use its tentacle as an attack opportunity?
It would probably try that, yes.
Okay.
Seems to be intelligent enough to use its natural weapons.
I cheated somewhere and don't think I turned my thorn blade back, so I will take this opportunity to turn it back to regular blade. And I will attack with it.
19 will hit. Oh boy.
Terrible. I'll use my extra. You know what? We're gonna make this. Actually, ignore that. We're gonna make this work.
What do I
We're gonna trip him again.
Oh,
We're
okay.
gonna make him trip.
He really wants to trip somebody.
Yep.
Ah, an extra 1 damage. Son of a bitch.
And then I make
Alright, well, it's
the
kinda
strength save.
strength saving throw.
You can't trip giant worms,
Alright.
you fool.
Alright, well, with my second hand, I'm gonna
You
attack
need a
him.
giant wall of water to knock them over.
That's right. It's the only way.
Will 8 hit?
No. It's a crit fail, sir. Wouldn't even let you hit a zombie with that roll.
That's all I got.
Mr. Mannix.
I can't actually reach that one. Well, the other one's dead. I will just attempt to hand crossbow him at the point blank range.
I can see Mannix pretending he didn't realize the other one's dead and tries to go kill it.
Yeah. I'm gonna be over here killing some carrying.
12 does not hit.
I am still here and helping, George. I'm not doing much. I have not
appreciate it.
abandoned you.
I appreciate it.
Alright, that's all I got.
Kless.
Okay. Doo, doo, doo.
Will hit. From the big old blade. That's what I'm calling it now. The bomb.
Big old play. Yep.
14. You think you just barely miss hitting its brainstem as you plunge your big old blade into its body. Can you do it with the dagger? 1 damage. You take that dagger and you just barely scratch it, and it just shudders and falls over dead. And 1 hit point
No,
left.
it's like the rapier's in there, and I just go. Tink.
Yep,
Pushed him to
just
flesh.
a little bit. You spend a few moments breathing hard and looking around for any more of these nasty worm things to emerge, but the area appears clear. Sharib runs up to this area, and you see he is really messed up. He is bleeding profusely from multiple wounds. He's like clutching his side, but he's still
I'm
just...
gonna get down on Foreman, heal him up.
Okay. He stops for a moment to let you do that.
Giant
Giant
Theron will
Theron.
heal.
Theron will heal you.
Hello, children. Feel the blessing of the All-Father. My goodness, 15.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shreeb's wounds knit up a little bit. He says, "Oh, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Bristlebeard."
And he got a free sword.
Yeah. Ugh. He rummages through the campsite, and after a few moments, his eyes grow wide, and he picks up what looks like a ornately carved earring, like carved out of bone, set in like kind of a square, like little pattern design. And he says, "This was Sithi's. She was here. But I don't see her body. Maybe they made it out."
This is your sister?
That's right. She was a strong one, much stronger than I. She led the ones into the tunnels.
Are some of your folks actually fighters and you're just the weird passive one?
I
Or
am.
are all your folk like you?
I was a naturalist, a spiritualist who feels harmony with nature. We
So,
had
a hippie.
different castes. There were builders, and there were fighters, and miners. Sithi was a fighter.
Alright. Just got a chance, I suppose.
Yes.
Would you say, why did you guys leave again? What chased you out?
These creatures of molten lava. They invaded our forge. They could pass through the lava, seemed to almost feed off of it. I think they were attracted by the heat. One of our elders called them fire newts. They ran and rode on these beasts. We fought them off, but were not able to prevent them from taking over.
Alright.
Some of us fled into the jungle, others into the tunnel. I haven't
Maybe
been
some
back.
of your folks realized this tunnel was a road to nowhere and turned back again.
The mine, it was not always so dangerous. He looks at these beasts and kind of just shakes his head. This is very bad. We must hurry. Although you all realize that you need to actually like rest.
For the day?
Yeah, because you've been traveling for
right?
miles. Yeah. So under here, I will let you short rest.
Short rest. Okay.
Short rest.
We'll use a hit die. Play us your lovely bagpipes, Killian.
Always.
I need that bagpipe juice.
Bagpipe
Oh.
juice.
I know.
What are you doing with the bagpipes? Killian's asleep.
It is
Fermenting
a
juice.
the 1d8.
1d8, okay. It's much better than my actual hit die. Alright.
Alright, you all rest up here. Musharib is very muted and anxious, and kind of wanting to be resuming the journey as quickly as possible. And you guys spend the second day of traversing through the tunnels. And it's similar in that you find more scattered clues, but this time you find the makeshift campsites and the areas have more evidence of the dwarves, but you do see a few of the kobolds as well. And you do occasionally see like a body, but it's usually like one like zombie that you can kind of just coup de grace pretty quick. You don't see like giant battlefields anymore or something. It's just little. It almost looks like people are like fleeing, but you do see evidence of dwarves as you go further north.
Okay.
And after about half the day, switch over to this map. He mentions it should just be another few miles now. But
That's what you said a few miles ago.
exactly, yeah. You guys have been able to follow the main path. Occasionally a mine track switches off, but he always keeps you going on one singular path. And he says, like, this is the way, this is the way. And points you all towards the north here.
Yeah, I don't think there's any light right currently.
Oh, that's right. I need to give you guys some lights. Who had the light? George and Mannix?
I did. Yep.
Okay. And we'll be hitting a stopping point soon. Trust me.
The time of collapse is on. Good night.
That's right.
More tunnels. I'm getting tired of these tunnels, dwarf. Feel the walls closing in. I'm getting the cabin fever.
That's right. Theron
You
feels
just
right at
feel
home.
the
Theron, you've never felt so
Yeah.
jaunty.
Just crouch down. You'll be fine.
You
Is
mean
he having
these
his- having
walls
his
that were
step?
made?
Yeah.
Does Theron have more pep in his step?
It is. His demeanor is going up at the exact inverse ratio of Mannix is going down. Mannix is getting like crabby and snappy, and Theron is just like in a super good mood going to these tunnels.
I don't know what time it is outside. Could be 4 a.m. Could be 4 p.m. I don't know. know?
But did you know my great uncle built these halls out of the finest basalt known to dwarven kind?
Basalt, you say?
See, you're not thinking about time anymore.
That's right.
So when you
You're
look where
thinking
Mannix is
about
like
the
licking the
salt, boy.
walls. I can taste the salt. Yeah, he urges you guys onward to the north. You do see the tunnel seem to wind in a distance to the east. And Musharib mentions that's just a side tunnel that nobody's used in a long time.
But we're close to the forge?
No, he said you were still miles away.
Oh, okay. I will, at this point, ritually cast Detect Magic again.
Yeah, you've pretty much had Detect Magic on. You haven't detected any magic down
okay.
here. You start getting like
I will
phantom pins of Detect Magic. I think that's a bad.
yeah.
No, it's not. It's just a.
Nah, that was
It's
just...
just a rat.
At this point, our light only goes so far into the darkness, so I'm just staring
Yeah.
at a wall of darkness all day, so I'm
Yep.
just seeing things.
Ooh, do I see spider webs?
You do. In that
The
eastern
universal
tunnel,
sign.
you see spider webs that are so thick. You know the tunnel continues in that direction, but they're so thick that they block your vision.
I feel like every single campaign we use this exact same art beast. This is like the only.
It's the only spider web one. Yeah. You search
Like,
spider
it's the
web. Yeah.
exact first in mind.
Yep. You search
Very
web
good.
on the Roll20 art, and it's like, here's your spider web. Like, all
There's
right.
spider webs.
Well, let's go down it.
Yeah.
No,
No, I was
we must go north. Follow the track.
Sure. We do love spiders.
Mushrib, you don't understand this party. We have to explore every nook and cranny before you take the main path.
That's right.
That sounds foolish and dangerous.
Does
The
it?
XP.
I don't know what that is. I'm an NPC. I'll never level up.
I mean, it would be so worth it if we find that one potion hidden behind.
That's right. That spider's probably got a potion in its gut. There's only one way to find out.
We'll lose so many hit points getting it, but it'll be worth it.
We'll all get down to half health getting that 1d4 plus 4 health
That's right.
potion.
Oh no, we're never using these potions. We're saving it for the last final battle.
That's
Yeah.
right.
We can't use it now.
Alright, is there anything in this little alcove over here?
Nope. It's an empty
A
alcove.
giant spider.
Surprise!
Surprise!
The
Where the
webs
webs
are-
aren't. Yeah.
Alright, I will very slowly pick my way ahead on while Theron just runs ahead of me.
Charge!
Theron!
There are so many rocks to see.
The minecart ends in a complete tunnel collapse up ahead.
Well, Mushy,
Yeah, spider time.
Sharib's eyes grow wide and says, "Oh, no, 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 no!" And he runs up there and starts picking at rocks and like looking through and examining everything.
Theron, can you tell with your stone powers if this is a recent collapse?
You should punch him in the gut.
I think, man, it's legitimately-
Go do your dwarf stuff, dwarf. Find those rocks.
You've got like rock senses, right? You can smell the rocks. That's how this works, right?
Oh my lord.
Talk to the rocks.
I feel them. I don't smell them.
Mm. Does it seem like this is a recent cave-in? Or more recent than like
That's what I got.
George doesn't feel good about this and is watching the back.
Theron, you also investigate with Musharib, and you look at the like pattern in which the rocks have fallen and the support systems around, and you come to the conclusion that this was not a natural overtime cave-in. This was deliberately caused. You feel like somebody with knowledge, heavy knowledge of the cave system and rocks and demolition and mining would be able to make this kind of complete collapse.
We all look at Theron with a little side eye.
Dwarven spiders.
Oh no.
Musharib says, and assuming you explain the situation.
I have tasted and felt the rocks. I have come to the conclusion you're an idiot, Mannix.
Well, the rocks tell you that?
Rocks always know. Musharib says, they did this. My people, they must have collapsed the tunnel behind them to escape those kobolds. That means they're still alive.
Well, there's a chance at least. Don't get your hopes up. They're probably dead.
Theron,
Just the worst bedside.
Mr. Bedside Manner.
His hopes, his eyes were just big and glistening, and now it's just an emotional dagger's been thrust into his heart.
You're up here. I need you down here.
There, you almost felt something other than complete complacency there. Take it back down a
Aaron,
bit.
I got this scroll for you. It's an invitation from Hallmark. Really work on their cards.
I made great cards.
Sharib says, we must get to them. They need our help now more than ever.
Well, then I guess it is Spider Track.
Spiders it is. You lead the way.
Yeah. Is there anything down this side tunnel?
Another empty tunnel.
Stupid empty tunnels. I hate your dwarf tunnels there. Tell these rocks to shove it.
He's really going mad now. He's underground too long. He just shouts angrily at every side cave he sees. Fuck you, cave! Where's your surface opening? You got no fire exit!
I throw a pebble at his head.
You see?
God, the walls are attacking. I knew this would happen.
They're coming after me.
They want me Lucky Charms.
Alright, as you head toward the web-infested caves, the smell of death and decay wafts out from you. Wafts out from that cave
Why don't we
tunnel.
smell it going past it?
Now we know
It's
it's been a
us.
while
Oh God.
since we've had a shower.
I mean, you guys all probably smell pretty bad, let's be honest. You've been in this cave for a while and you fought nothing but zombies and shit. And that is where we're going to end our session this week. Thank you to Chris, Heather, Rochelle, Raymond, and Reese for playing. Thank you to all our wonderful fans for watching. Go to RogueWatson.com for recaps, Patreon.com/RogueWatson if you enjoy the content. We're live streaming our D&D adventures every week, and we'll see you next time.
Bits of worm flesh in my teeth.
Yeah. That carries over.